this is a big one, and it is still developing, so we still don't know quite where the line falls here. But AEW can be in some big trouble here, and it all revolves around the biggest news that's happened, not just in wrestling, but worldwide, and that is Netflix has made a announcement or whatever that they are going to buy Warner Brother Studios.
Uh-oh.
Yes. And I did this on purpose. The article I linked here was from, I believe, USA Today. I did that on purpose. Why did I do that? Because I wanted to point something out here, and it kind of ties into what I just said about the ESPN thing. So, USA Today, this article is from them. It says,
In a deal worth $72 billion, Netflix announced Friday that it will be purchasing legendary Hollywood studio Warner Brothers, home of huge films, new and old, such as Superman, Casablanca, and the Harry Potter franchise, as well as HBO, HBO Max, and a host of iconic TV shows, including Game of Thrones, The Sopranos, and The White Lotus. The deal
Correct.
comes at
Hold on, stop there. So, they named the heavy hitters there, right? What didn't they name?
wrestling.
Wrestling. They didn't say shit about AEW.
Nope.
Okay. You can
The
go.
deal comes at the end of a bidding war for Warner Brothers that included such media corporate giants as Paramount and Comcast, and will follow the separation of Warner from its cable TV business, Discovery Global, which includes Discovery Networks, CNN, TNT, and others.
That's the
Okay.
gist of it. We'll link to the full article if you want to read that, if you're really into that. But the takeaway here is that Netflix, they're going to be buying Warner Brothers, which then means they get the HBO stuff. So this does affect AEW and the fact that their streaming might be affected at some point
Right.
because they stream right now on HBO, which was not mentioned in this article. Again, that's why I wanted to go outside of the wrestling realm to point out that they didn't even mention wrestling in any way. So when the contract comes up for AEW, they're going to have to move from HBO Max and they'll just have to find a new streaming service. That's really all that's going to happen here. As they said, this doesn't affect the TV side of things. So TBS and TNT are still going to be there. So AEW, for now, will still have that going for it. It's just the streaming side that's going to be affected.
Why wouldn't they just go to Netflix?
Well, maybe Netflix doesn't want them. I don't know.
Okay.
Going back to the tinfoil hat people, they think that WWE and AEW are competitive. So they did this whole acquisition so that they can buy the streaming service from AEW and then just get rid of it instead of putting it on the platform that their bigger investment, which is WWE, is on.
Mm,
That's the tinfoil hat people. So
okay.
this all was a grand scheme to snipe AEW and get rid of it so that WWE has no more competition.
I think if they're streamed on the same platform, I don't think that would affect either one of them. If anything, that would probably help them both.
Yeah, well, outside of the pay-per-views, there's not really any head-to-head. They're on different nights. Well, there you go. That's why they won't go. Tony Khan is so dead set on having the pay-per-view model as opposed to the stream model, unless the number was big enough for them to give it up.
Right.
Also, it should be pointed out that apparently the bigger people who are deeper in the well on this whole thing says that this deal is not even going to go through anyway, because I guess it would give too much power to Netflix. It would essentially turn them into a monopoly, is what some of the legal people have said about it. I guess even Trump has said, like, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. Funny enough, though, Warner Brother, they wrote in this whole contract that should this fall apart, this whole deal, Netflix still has to pay them like $6 billion.
That's a convenient little clause.
Yeah. Like, yeah, we'll sell to you and we'll sign the paperwork. But just so happens that this gets shut down. Probably won't come up or anything, but if it does, you still get us this cool $6 billion. And then, ironically, we won't need to sell anymore. Or maybe they still will, but I don't know. But I don't know. Assuming that it does go through, I don't think it's as big of a deal as what you would think it would be for AEW. Again, I think the TV side is okay because they still have Time Warner and TNT, and then they'll just have to find a new streaming service. And WWE has found how many streaming services over the years, so I don't know. I just think it'll just be a different way to watch, if anything.